Good morning. It's Vijay here. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. Today is 20th July, Friday, and what a week it has been. It has confused everyone, including me to some extent. I must confess that one day the market seems so bullish, next day you expect a follow through, but then it becomes bearish, like what happened yesterday and day before yesterday, for instance. And then when you become very bearish at the end of the day yesterday, who knows what will happen today. So the markets have been playing around in a narrow range, but extremely volatile, and that is, I think, probably we will see for some more time. So it's like in the bull and bear are asking each other, who's on duty today, you or me. So it's anybody's guess because the way the market has behaved, whatever mapping you do, you never know because finally this market is going on liquidity and not necessarily on fundamentals. That is why you are seeing this kind of movements because on one side you have FIIs who are selling and on the other side you have DIIs who are buying, a veritable tug of war. Uh, so, in such kind of a market, a new trader will use technical techniques like MACD, RSI, Bollinger Band, and it won't help because your stop losses get triggered either way. So, what a pro trader is doing, I suspect, is using psychology and risk management based on the price, action, and volume. We are trying our best to survive. We have done well, thank God. Yesterday also we did well despite the market being down and we being only long intraday basis. So if you look at it yesterday, for instance, the market opened high and opening was high and continuously it came down. Generally, on a weekly settlement day, there will be some pullback. That pullback was very, very weak, leading to people think that now we are going to see lower levels because it has apparently broken some, important supports. But markets will surprise. I'm confident about that simply because I believe overall we are in a bull market. So markets are not going to fall dramatically. What they may do is again, throw out the people who are depending wholly on technical indicators. In a sideways market, I repeat, no technical indicator works. So Nifty closed in the red. Nestle was down 6% on back of quarterly earnings. FMCG is going to get hurt, and I've been warning people. Of course, I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, but I can see the writing on the wall in IT and FMCG. They're going to have a tough time. ITC is slowly coming down. Now it has gone below 410. Mid cap closed in the red. Small cap came down for the sixth consecutive session. So people are thinking some ending diagonal pattern is there, and then small cap is supposed to crash. In my opinion, that is unlikely to happen. IT index registered its biggest intraday fall since May 13 of 2025, which is about 2.5 months. FMCG declined for the fifth consecutive session. No surprises there. Nifty Bank closed in the red. Kotak Mahindra and Axis Bank led the losses, but the PSU Bank was the top sectoral gainer. We think market knows best, but Canara Bank, for instance, was being hammered for the last 10 days from 119 levels to 107.5. We took a chance and bought against the trend day before yesterday. So if you are a technical analyst, you would not have bought expecting lower levels yesterday, because the results were due. But we bought it purely as a value investor. That is day before yesterday. It has paid off as far as yesterday is concerned, but that is could be a one-day wonder also. Nifty Pharma advanced. I think Nifty Pharma is highly oversold. It is time for Nifty Pharma to show its true colors, especially with the UK India FTA agreement. FIs, as I said, continue to sell. DIs continue to buy, but more or less even Steven with a little bit lead over the net institutional investments. Global equities, Dow Jones came down significantly, about 350 points, primarily across the board selling. And Dow Jones is a index which is not properly weighted, so I would not put too much emphasis on that. I would look at S&P 500, which was flat. Nasdaq was good. Of course, they all came off their highs, but today the futures show they're all good. FTSE really did very well yesterday, about 0.85% higher. CAC and DAX more or less cancelled each other. CAC falling 0.41% and DAX going up by about 0.23%. So what are the stocks to watch today? SRF came with, I think, good results, and also looking in the future, the management is expecting good thing. So this SRF is almost like bellwether stock for chemicals. If SRF does well, rallies does well, then generally chemical sector is on upswing. So that is where I think action should be there in the next few months. BEL of course continues to bag orders. Bajaj Consumer has approved a share buyback, so I think it will be in the limelight for that reason. Neutral was Bajaj Finance, but management commentary was cautious, though they got a strong Q1. And also, the CEO has left recently. Phoenix Mills, nothing great. Aurobindo Pharma, neutral again. Emphasis, revenue was up 0.6%, profit is down. Again, a tech stock. I would be very careful. Cyient is again a tech stock, did not do well. Sun Pharma, there is a settlement deal happening as far as the antitrust legislation is there in the US court. UTI AMC came out with poor results. That is expected with brokerage and AMCs are unlikely to do well. Commodities, nothing to write, nothing to talk about. Gold is steady, silver is strong, Brent is in a range. Same thing with dollar. So the corporate announcement, some of these things here may be interesting. BEL I mentioned, Nestle, they've appointed a new person as chairman, Mr. Manish Tiwari. The other person who was there, who did very well, now is no longer there. Adani Enterprises is partnered with MedTube, so now they're getting into copper tubes business. Power Grid, they're getting a tariff-based competitive bidding has been fully commissioned. They are now foraying into Tamil Nadu. And Tilak Nagar Industries, they are planning to raise funds, so I think that is in focus. Tata Power has invested about 120 crores in the first tranche. They are planning about 830 crores for paying KHPL into the equity of KHPL. So today the results are Nifty, Bajaj Finserv is there, result should be good, Cipla result should be good, Shriram Finance result should be good, but markets can react completely differently from what the results are. Others which are important are Petronet LNG, which is to be watched, especially oil and gas is struggling now. Bank of Baroda should do well as Canara Bank and Indian Bank did yesterday. Tata Chemicals, we hold that. Now that's a very tricky result. Tata Chemicals results have not been good in the past. I'm hoping that there's a turnaround because in the last 4 days, Tata Chemicals has gone up. So I am assuming the insiders would know about the results. Sobha Builders, real estate has not been doing too well. So we watch Sobha. Laurus Labs, one of those most controversial stocks. I think whatever may be the results, the stock normally goes up. So that may happen today. Sterlite Tech is another one. Orient Cement, we have to see. Results should be good in my opinion in Orient Cement. SAIL will be watched because it is an important component of the S&P, CNX 500. So and also for the metal index. So I am expecting SAIL to do so. Not great, but still not bad. So on my weekend musings, so the Gift Nifty is about down by about 0.38%. We have to see what it is. So I want to talk about on my weekend musings on the weekend about falling knives, how to invest cautiously. There is a big lot of talk on IEL, about 30% yesterday. And I spent about 6 hours yesterday listening to people, all the channels, listening to YouTubers, listening to financial influencers, reading the tweets, reading blogs. And this morning I spent 2 hours because I was wanting to look at it from a viable opportunity. From 210, it has come down to 130 within a week's time because of some government regulations, which we will talk about on the weekend. So I was thinking of looking at it as a viable option, but I've been bombarded with so much of negativity. Not a single positive comment I have received either. But talking to people or listening the YouTube or on channels, even brokerage reports, local brokerages like Motilal Oswal, Elara, IIFL, all are negative, asking people to sell and get out. Huge volumes yesterday in the last half an hour. These kind of contrarian bets, let's say, perk up my contrarian bull horns. So I'm going to study a little bit and I may end up buying it shortly. We have to see that. I am not saying definitely, but definitely it looks very, very interesting from my point of view because fundamentals are good by and large. Of course, it will get affected, but The market is large, I believe. Anyway, I will talk about it over the weekend. So whatever we go into it positively as usual. Whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.